Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of Cold and Fluffy. I hope you've all had a lovely week and are looking forward to the games today. I certainly am. We're going to start off today by having a quick look at the predictions of last week. Then we'll get into the games themselves and finish it all off with some new predictions. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I'll calm down a bit since I know most people probably use these videos to sleep. We don't want them to sound too interesting. Um, so yeah, as you can see, once again, a bit of a mix. Everybody expected Barrel to lose. Barrel did indeed lose. Most people expected my team to 2-0 Cryptic. Barrel, the one who stood opposed, was correct, and everyone else was wrong. And then the remaining games were mostly a mix. I think most games were predicted correctly. Overall, I had the most correct predictions, 5 out of 6. Maniac had the least with 1 out of 6. And yeah, that's that. Let's look at the individual games now, I guess. Barrel versus Yumi. This was a Yumi 2-0, as I think probably everyone, even those that didn't do official predictions, expected. Um, I'm sure there was a chance for Barrel to win these games, but it's not surprising to see him lose two. Let's see how many different ways I can reword that. We see the Wii Wraith King again. Is this in all pick? I swear to God. Do they at least have the draft somewhere? No. It looks like they did not ticket the game that they did the draft. Well, I was mostly going to look over drafts. I guess we aren't doing that now. Okay. We'll talk about what we do see, I guess. We see a Clanker. We see an Alchemist. The Alchemist is super scary, for sure. This hero is very good right now. It plays to the strengths of Yumi and Scroomlight very heavily. We see a Shaman, another great hero. The Storm's a bit of a weird one. May have been a late pick. Barrel's team doesn't look super well equipped to deal with a Storm. I don't see why you would want to pick a Storm, but I don't know if you're feeling it. I guess it looks like an okay game for it. Orchid on the Clinks, pretty darn late. This looks like not a great game from Clinks. He did buy a lot of small items, which is probably mistakes, but like I think if you're gonna go Orchid, you very often end up hard rushing that item. You get the Wraith Band, you go like Brown Boots Orchid. Bottle on Clinks also seems very odd. Let's see. I mean, the Yules came out. Like we see Yumi did it. He went Brown Boots Orchid. Obviously he gets a bottle because he's Storm. He gets his Orchid at 13 minutes. Clinks doesn't get his till 4 minutes later, and then Storm has a Yules to counter it soon after. It looks like Yumi did go off this game, but I imagine they would have lost to an Alchemist regardless. They have a decent amount of physical damage with that armor shred from Slardar, but Alk's a bitch. I don't think they could have dealt with him here. They decided to get the Vessel on a support, which given the cores they have was probably a necessity. And it doesn't even look too late for a support Vessel, I think. I don't think that's crazy late, especially given that he's 1 in 12. But it's too late, because it's an Alchemist. He already has his BKB pretty much at the exact same time as the Vessel. So, yeah, that's that, I guess. I I really dislike Wraith King into Alchemist. I don't know what order they were picked in. I think Alchemist is just literally better Wraith King. Well, not literally, but it's the same kind of concept. You're a strength hero with a stun, fairly hard to kill. Similar items. I guess not so much nowadays because of the Battle Fury instead of the Radiance, but after the Battle Fury, S and Y, they're pretty similar, but you just get everything faster because you're Alch. So I don't know. It always feels like such a bad timing. But yeah, I don't know what order these heroes were picked in, so we'll just move on, I guess. Pretty nice looking draft from Yumi. I think maybe if the Clinks was able to go off a bit harder, maybe they could have just won that game anyway, but that didn't happen. So game 2, we have a real draft. We see ALK TB bans. Fairly sensible, I guess. I feel like, whatever, we'll move on. We'll just ignore that. First pick, Shadow Shaman. Cool, good hero. I like it. We see an Ogre, we see a Nyx. I'm not personally crazy on Nyx. I know this hero was picked a lot very recently. I don't think the nerfs are the end of the world, but I don't know. I don't care for it very much. That might have more to do with how bad I am at it than anything, but whatever. They chose to pick it regardless. It's not a bad hero. Excuse me. So then we see a Juggernaut. I mean, we saw so much of this last week. The 8th pick Juggernaut, very effective pick, especially for a player like Scroomlight. What do we see banned here? Wraith King, fair, given how much they picked the hero for Wii. The Legion, is that makes less sense to me, but whatever, cool. I think it's okay against Jug. Monkey King's a good hero in general. Don't mind seeing that banned out. Earthshaker, pretty good for right now. We could look at the other bans, I guess. They banned the Storm. I guess they're scared of that. The Ricky, big fan of banning that against this team. Naga, a little weirder, but whatever. I guess with the lineup they ended up with, Naga would have been very difficult to deal with. But honestly, if they pick a Naga here or here, surely you just counter it? I don't know. Maybe they just wanted more late picks. They don't care what these two players are going to play, and this is likely the players that again their heroes picked here. So there's banning Yumi heroes, so they have less things to worry about in the final phase. But anyway, see the Earthshaker, pretty standard hero. It's not like Radiant's really showing anything yet. He's kind of okay against Shaman. Has the long range Shackle cancel, which is nice, especially for lane, I think. We see an Ursa pickup. I think it's a fairly common hero right now. I think it's pretty good at least. He seems to have not gone a Blink Dagger, which is odd to say the least. But I guess we'll get to that in a second. Sand King, sure. Very generic. There's not much interest here, but there's nothing bad either. They then pick up the Slardar, I assume to try and deal with Juggernaut. That's definitely not a hero I've been seeing much of, so it must be specific. That seems like an intentional pick, and the Razor, which they end up running mid. I'm not entirely sure what these heroes are about. This is like, I see this Arc Warden pick, and that makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, look at this lineup. Like, Slardar and Ursa are both so kiteable. Razor, to a degree, is kiteable. I mean, the hero's very fast. He's kind of hard to get off of you, but with a hero like Arc, if you are able to keep the Razor back, the hero can kind of get kited. So, really good Arc Warden pick. I mean, I guess in terms of, like, your own team, it's questionable, obviously. Juggernaut Arc Warden is a really strange combo. It's very greedy, but it's nothing we don't expect out of this team. It's nothing I don't think they can pull off either, given how much better they are than the league average. Yumi and Scroomlight. Yumi in particular, I think Scroomlight's higher MMR, but Yumi is quite good for his MMR, at least at this kind of thing. So, yeah. Items, I was talking about how there's no blink on Ursa. That seems weird, especially against an Arc Warden. Don't quite know what that was about. Got this Tranks hood on Slardar. Seems a little weird as well. I don't know why you go Tranks on. Do you go Tranks on core Slardar? That seems weird. That seems odd. Razor build looks fairly normal, although those timings, I don't know what to think about those. I guess the later timings are fine. The Yule seems like it takes a long time to get, though. Maybe that's normal? I don't really know. I don't know how fast they roll farms anymore. No one on either team really does anything. I feel like I kind of dislike this Radiant draft because they don't do enough. The thing with like when Yumi and Scrim like draft like this, the one counter is to just do things, put pressure on the map. They can't respond to pressure. Not with this draft. I think they're kind of bad at it as players as well. That's why they tend to go greedy. I mean, the reason that this greed is going to work so well in a league like this is that players aren't going to be good at responding to it and forcing pressure. That's a more difficult aspect of Dota, but I think when you draft like this, it might be extra hard. I don't know. Maybe you can just kind of push with Shaman Wards. And the blink comes very late on the starter, though. 19-minute blink. I would have liked to see a Sand King again, really, but I guess it got stolen um, with the 17th pick. I feel like in a lot of ways, Sand King's kind of just a better starter. Starter does act differently in the way he offers all that physical damage amp, but I don't know. Don't love the starter pick. Not entirely sure what hero I would like to see here instead. Maybe an Axe. Eh. I don't know. I'm a bit of a Slardar hater, not gonna lie. I complained about it week 1 as well. Um, yeah, that's that. Uh, I think the drafts were pretty nice from Yumi if you ignore the greed. Um, and I assume they played pretty well too. 19-1 on the Jug. Did he have an Aegis or something? I noticed that inventory slot was empty at the end of the game. There isn't like a rapier that got dropped or anything, is there? Nope. Here we go. No, it's just an Aegis. Lost an Aegis right as the game ended. Alright. Cool. That's that. Yop versus Maniac. Another series that most people predicted correctly. 5 out of 8. There's a lot of 5 out of 8s this week. As expected, it goes towards Yop. Game 1, they ran the Eno safe lane with the Yop mid Viper. I don't know how much of this was that Eno didn't want to play Viper and how much of this is Eno wanted to play Jug. Does Yop play Jug? That might be the bigger question here. Yop seems to avoid playing Jug. So I'm guessing whenever you see a Jug, it's probably going to be played by Eno. And yeah, so I guess this has more to do with the Jug than the Viper. Why they role swapped here. It's a very early Jug pick. They're first picking it. They don't even have second pick. They're just picking it blindly into 4 heroes. The natural evolution from the 8th slot. People are going to start picking at 7th slot now. I'd be curious to see what the win rate of it is, but unfortunately I think there's multiple leagues playing on this ticket. So the information is kind of scuffed. Yeah, these are not fluffy hat teams. I guess we could look anyway. Heroes. If I do last month, will it be cut down enough? I think these are mostly fluffy hat games. Jug's winning actually not very good. Wraith King's very good. She is interesting. Okay, this is not Fluffy Hat. Right? This is someone else. Okay, these are other people. And their Jug lost, so we can count that one out. Notice for one with Jug, Yumi one with Jug, Nick lost with Jug, Brent lost with Jug, Maniac lost with Jug, Yop won with Jug, Cryptic actually won with Jug twice now. Yeah, it's I guess kind of 50-50. So get down here, it's other teams. Yeah, alright, whatever. Probably around 50-50. Just curious. Looking at this game in particular, we see the Jug pick, we see the Wraith King pick. I'm not entirely sure how that matchup is meant to go, if it's meant to go anyway in particular. But I feel like I've seen a lot of Wraith Kings do well against Jug. You don't die to the Omni Slash, and I assume that just is a good deal. We get a Legion and Axeman. Very scared of those offlane counters. I see, yeah, because this is the Nomad team. Makes a fair amount of sense. They're the highest MR player, and a lot of the Jug counters are offlaners. Also see that Puck ban. The Luna ban is very odd to me. I guess they were probably expecting it was going to be an Eno Jug, and thinking that maybe Yop would play like a high tempo Luna, like a non-farming Luna, like an Ags mid Luna with a shard or something. I don't know. E-Blade? Whatever it is, it sounds bad. I don't really know why you'd ban Luna, but they do. Then we see the Phoenix ban. I guess makes enough sense to me. And we see an Earthshaker pickup, followed by Jakiro. Looks like this is a 4 Shaman, 5 Jakiro, and then obviously a 4 Shaker. Oof, I'm looking at the items on Maniac's team. It looks like a rough game. They did kind of get stomped, I guess. I mean, oh wow, we're talking about a 5k lead at 10 minutes. That is rough. Okay, it's only like a 25-minute game. Okay, yeah, 26 basically. Mars Timber. The Timber is quite nice. We're looking at 3 strength heroes. Yeah, is there anything else to say there? I think it probably crushes that lane. Then we see the Viper pick. I don't know why they picked Storm into Viper. That sounds like a really dumb move. This hero is basically a melee hero. Melee heroes lose to Viper. I don't know what else to say here. Could you not have just picked a hero with range? I'm not sure exactly what hero I'd pick here, but I don't think it would be Storm. What else do you play? Wow, literally just all 3 spirits, huh? All 3 spirits on Puck. Puck is basically the 4th spirit, let's be honest. Plays the exact same way. I mean, Lena's trash, but it would have been good here. Maybe. It's good against the Timber, it's good against the Viper. You kind of got to be careful of the Jug and maybe the Shaman once he gets Blink. But otherwise, yeah. Kind of whack. Kind of whack. Was OD banned? They banned OD. I mean, this could have been an OD pick, I guess. It is a very good OD game for Radiant. Maybe I can't blame them for that. OD would have been quite nice, I think. I don't know how good it is against Viper. It's got to be better than Storm, right? Yeah, I don't really like the Storm pick. The Timber for Bible Man is really good. It looks like Eno didn't even get a chance to do anything in this game. The game ended before his hero does stuff, I guess. He's gone Battle Fury instead of Maelstrom. Not unusual, but a more greedier build for sure. The Maelstrom shit, where you just kind of do stuff earlier, seems quite popular again. It's always, flipping back and forth with Jug, but seen a bit of both. Seen a lot of Maelstrom. I think more Maelstrom than Battle Fury. Whatever. I'm sure they both work. Looks like his team just won the game before that ever. He ever did anything. So who cares, right? They actually tri-laned. I'm looking at this right now. I'm just realizing that they tri-laned. For some reason, Dire gave into their tri-lane too. Put the Lich down here, and the Wraith King just jungled. Surely you can deal with a Timber. Like, can the Lich just deal with a Timber? Maybe not. No, maybe not. They are kind of bad. The Timber pick is really good. Yeah. And then I guess, so did Nomad have a rough game here? 16-minute blink with brown boots? Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, there's just no hope. This game is a stomp. Oh, this Wraith, 11-minute gloves of haste. Oh, that's so rough. Oh, that hurts my soul. Oh, he got his gloves of haste at the same time Viper got Atos. Good lord. Yeah, that's rough. I don't know what to say. The whole thing looks very strange. I'm sure there's a better way to, like, the Timber pick is good, but surely it's not this good where you find yourself tri-laning. This is a loss. Like, you look at these 6 heroes, Dire's losing this tri lane 100%. There's no chance, no chance they win this tri lane. This is terrible for them. Why are they doing this? This is, yeah, they got played. I don't know how much of this is the draft because like the storm pick is bad, the timber pick is good, and I don't know how much of it is whatever the hell they did in lanes. Like I'm sure this would have been a much closer game, if they just laned intelligently, but probably still an edge to Yop. Game 2, a lot closer. Love to see it. That was a Dusa in this game. Disgusting. We see a Witch Doctor first pick. I think it's a comfort pick. Yeah, most played hero. Not a bad hero, mind you. Can't really complain. Definitely not like a meta hero that I think there's a lot of focus on. I don't think this is fought over first pick, but it's fine. It works. We see the Shaman pick up. We see the Jug. Immediate counter with the Axe. Honestly, maybe Maniac probably should have done this himself, right? Like this is fairly intelligent. Just to immediately counter the Jug, because when they picked the Wraith King, the I think like I don't know if these are the biggest Jug counters, but they're very notable offlane Jug counters that just got banned out. The offlaner on both teams is very good. It's like Bible Man went pretty ham with the axe. Pretty I want to say something, but I'm not sure if it's acceptable. Pretty weak build. Not weak builds, like they're good, but they're like virgin builds, you know? They aren't Chad builds. Like, how did he go from the Deso Centaur to the late Blade Mill Axe? Kind of weak. A lot of, like, he didn't buy his pipe anymore. Lame item. But anyway, immediate counter, like it a lot. Draft, like, in the first stage, it really looks like Dire's in control, which should be expected with the 6 and 8 picks. I mean, you basically get to immediately respond. The 8th pick in particular, of course, being very strong. So not too surprising, but definitely much more impressive than Maniac's response. We see the Timber ban. Interesting. I guess they've already picked Bible Man's hero, so they aren't going to pick Timber. I don't quite understand why they're afraid of Timber, though. I don't think he's really like a notable hero right now. I mean, you end up picking Disruptor and Shaman too. Surely there's no need to be afraid of this Timber. But alright, they are. Whatever. Is Nomad a Timber player? Did I miss something? Techies? I mean, they're similar. Oh, my cat's just come in. Kind of wanted that door shut, my dude. Alright, we'll just continue. Because I can't pause this recording. Um, so anyway, so we see that Disruptor pick. I guess is Blackout. I feel like the support picks are pretty weird. I think I noticed this last week too. Yop support picks are weird. But I think it's because they have this double 5 shenanigans. We're not, like, I guess other than, like, Rubik and Phoenix, and, well, Shaman, to be fair. I guess it's not that weird. Was it weirder last week? Because Shaman's actually pretty normal. I think last week they had, like, an offlane Oracle, which was odd. Not an offlane Oracle, like a 4 Oracle. I'd be surprised if Yacht picks, like, a strength hero other than Phoenix at this point. I don't think I've seen the man touch Earthshaker. And given the heroes these guys are playing, I imagine it'll stay that way. Any Earthshaker practice? Nope. It's just, there's some punch there. Enigma Jungle? I mean, other than the Phoenix and I guess the Shaman nowadays. This is like a super 5 hero pool. I don't know, like you got like Undying, Jakiro, AA, CM. These heroes are like, I think most patches just always 5. I CM had a bit of a pause 3 stint. I don't know if she was ever pause 4 though. Yeah, whatever. Probably no big deal. They just keep getting Shaman. Yeah, they died a lot. Who are they dying to? I just haven't finished talking about this, have I? Anyway, we'll continue. Disruptor, it's a Blackout special. It's kind of the same thing as Witch Doctor. It's not a bad hero. It's not a hero I'd expect to see, but I don't even know what pause fight these people pick these days anyway. I just play Storm. Then we see Alina pick. This is very much a comfort hero for Maniac. I don't think it's meta at all. Then we see the Puck, which is super meta. Well, at least from from what I see it all the time, so I'm gonna call it meta. I think it's fairly popular even at like the higher end Dota as well. Then we see a Void Spirit, which is extremely meta. This is like the most picked hero in the Mortal bracket, I think. It's high up there. It's pretty high overall too, right? What's his overall pick rate? No, not really. 58th. Oh yeah, but here's Divine. It's 21.7. Goes down the lower you go in MMR, I guess. I don't think the hero scales super well. It's probably why low MMR players don't pick it as much. Um, so yeah, pretty good performance. Won the middle lane on that Void Spirit, but then we see the Sand King and the Dusa pickup. I don't entirely understand how they lost this lane. Maniac shows as being in the jungle, which would imply he was not in the lane very often. The jungle, all the jungle means for Dota buff is that you weren't in the lane or the river. I believe the river is roaming, the lanes are the lanes, and anywhere else you're called a jungler. Don't quote me on that. I think that's how it works. Which is weird because you would think this would be like, wait, he's showing in the enemy jungle. I don't think the position has anything to do with where he was, right? Maybe it does. Oh no, it shows top dire jungle middle. Why was he roaming? I feel like this is an easy lane. Am I wrong? Like you pull the wave. Deuce is forced to walk up. She's a slug. Sand King stuns her. You fall up with a stun. You just lay in damage, right? Disruptor's kind of annoying because of the Q. What's he gonna do to stop you? Watch this Disruptor died too. How do they not like? I don't know. Did they crush the lane? I feel like there should be kind of an easy lane for them. I mean, it looks like Deuce kind of free farmed. I guess it's later though. Like at 8 minutes, she did look like she was having kind of a rough time. Did never died though. Never actually died. I guess just got pushed out of creeps for a bit, then caught up on jungle camps or something. I kind of hate these markers 4, 8, 12. Whatever, we'll live. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard Deuce is like a kind of annoying hero in the right game right now. I don't know. I don't love the hero. I don't love this pick. Is it good against these heroes? I guess they have a lot of magic burst. And Dusa does just kind of survive the magic burst. Jug goes for Battle Fury, Ag's Diffusal. That is not a build of any kind, I'm sure. That's just bad. Um, yeah, I don't know. The axe pick is nice. It looks like Jug had a bit of a rough time. Not too bad. 17-minute Battle Fury is not the end of the world, but 11-minute Blink on Axe. A fairly fast pipe to deal with all this magic burst. I'm sure Dusa was just unstoppable. Why did Eno go Witchblade? We should probably not focus on that. I think if he went normal, well, I mean, I don't know if Witchblade's that abnormal, but if he went more like utilitarian puck items, if he had like Yule's Blink, or even Blink Yule's instead of Witchblade, I think I would like what I'm looking at a bit more. The BKB is also incredibly whack. I can understand it if he's not a good puck player. Like, he doesn't play the hero much. So, just YOLO a BKB to make up for the fact you can't click buttons. I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of that play. I've done it multiple times on various heroes. But, yeah, the Witchblade is kind of weird. If he did indeed lose lane, which I think he did, right? If I'm looking at these items. I guess he's not, well, Witchblade and Blink, probably around the same cost as an Ags. Should we look at the actual net worth charts? No, I don't really care. Whatever. Dusa's huge. Axe is built somewhat defensively to protect the Dusa. As have both supports, kind of. Not really, actually. They both got Aether Lens, but Maybe if it was forced before Aether, I could say both supports built around protecting the Dusa, but whatever. It looks like everyone was kind of dying except the Dusa too. Maybe this is a really good Dusa pick. I don't. Results don't lie, right? Um, he's huge. He only has one death. Looks like his team was struggling quite a bit, and Dusa just never died. It's an Aegis death here with no follow-up kill. Kill comes 5 minutes later. I guess it's a good pick. I don't know. I think Maniac's draft here is okay, honestly. The support duo is a little weird, but that's just a comfort thing. The early Jug pick did get immediately rebutted, and the build on I need to mute desktop sound. That's annoying. And the build on Jug is very strange, in my opinion. Other than that, I don't know. I think it's okay. Just got a little blindsided by a Dusa. I feel like maybe Dusa could have been dealt with with play. I don't think this is really a draft issue. Just need to learn how to deal with Dusa, if it's possible. I've heard some players complaining about Dusa, so maybe it's just annoying hero right now. I don't know. How's she doing? Trash. This hero's garbage. Yeah, okay, I don't know. Talk to your coach. Who's complaining about Dusa? Someone's complaining about Dusa to me. Maybe it's like I don't know. Maybe it's more than just your average Immortal game, or maybe I was talking to a bad player. I can't remember who it was, so I don't remember if they were credible or not. Whatever. Nice pick, I guess. I feel like this shouldn't have worked as well as it did, but whatever. It's a Lomar League. Some shit's just gonna work. Okay, the Slizeey Cryptic game. This is my game. This was the least successfully predicted game of the week, with only one person predicting correctly, and only one person predicting a 1-1 as well. Um, there was a lot of confidence in my team, myself included. I'm gonna kind of skim it over a bit. I don't like talking about my own games. It feels weird. They first picked an Alk. We picked a Shaman. They picked a Lich. We picked a Ursa. I think Ursa was a pretty nice pick. If the Alk is off lane, then it has trouble laning against Ursa. If the Alk is safe lane, then it has trouble fighting against Ursa later. I don't think there's really a winning situation for Alk there. We ban out some heroes, a lot of carry heroes. I could not remember why. I think we expected this Alk to be off lane. And so we banned around that, I guess. They banned some mobile heroes and a Timber. We picked a Dark Willow because I wanted a hero that could deal with Earth Spirit if they picked Earth Spirit. They apparently, according to Yolk, forgot Earth Spirit was in the pool because they were so used to it getting first banned. They picked a Tiny for the dude, legendary Earth Spirit player. We picked a Mars, they picked a Jug, pretty nice counter. Almost surprising Jug got through the pool this long. I think we were pretty confident letting Jug through with Ursa Willow. Mars may not have been the pick in hindsight, I guess, with the expectation of a Jug. Law of a drafts, he put himself in this position though, so I'll blame him. They pick a Pango. I think Snowstorm suggested a Mag. I wasn't super crazy about it. I didn't hate it. After the game, I hated it. Stupid hero. Big poo poo. This game was actually pretty close though. I think we could have won if we just played better. As is the case with many games, but this one is pretty close. Some games are really stompy, like the next game we're gonna look at, where it's like, just throw it out, try again. This one was definitely, I think, some smaller mistakes. Cryptic played pretty well, and you got a free Ags at 15 minutes, which makes things easier. But it's good to see settling into the mid lane. We'll look at game 2 as well. Let's move right on here. Look at Cryptic's performance again. 11-4, pretty good. Like, it wasn't. If Cryptic was just your normal 3K mid player, I don't think I'd be very impressed by these games. They just feel like, oh, that's a normal 3K mid play. but he's not. He's like a 3K support player. So the fact he's playing, I think, like a normal 3K mid is pretty good. A very, very good sign for this team. I don't think he's underperforming because of the role uncomfortableness at all. At least this week he didn't. I think last week it looked a little rough on Dota Buff, but his Pango and Viper was quite solid, so Boolin. Um, quick look at the draft, we picked a Shaman. Cryptic remembered that Earth Spirit was in the pool this time. We picked a Sand King. They picked a Jug, not surprising. Why did we reveal the Sand King? I think I wanted them to hold my pick. Did I request this actually, or did Lava just pick Sand King? I may have requested them to hold my pick, which was questionable of them to do because they picked Grimstroke. I said pick me Storm anyway. But look, I won my lane, so suck my dick. They pick a Night Stalker. We pick a PA. Probably not a great pick. We then pick a Mag for Mag PA because I think we were scared of picking. I think most of the Snowstorm's hero pool is pretty bad into Night Stalker, and we didn't want to pick them, so we just picked Mag again. I think I suggested the Mag this time for some godforsaken reason. And then Cryptic picked Viper. Snowstorm lost his lane very hard, probably harder than he should have, honestly. Viper is a pretty big bully for a melee hero like Mag, but I think Mag's not meant to lose quite that hard. I think you're kind of meant to be able to chill a bit, get some levels in jungle. Snowstorm died like level 1 or something. Maybe not. Got bullied like super early though, I think. Slizeey had a hard time. Lava had a pretty good lane. Betabits had a hard time. 014. Monka W. I was kind of booling, honestly. I had a good time. You know, I just started losing. I don't know. This game's a stomp. There's not a lot to say. I think our draft was pretty whack. Our game plan was kind of non-existent. Our lanes fell apart super quickly. They have just a super high pressure draft. Night Stalker, Yolk on the Night Stalker all over the map. The dude rolling around. The Viper was getting very aggressive as well, where Cryptic was positioning himself on the map after the good lane. Jug got a lot of farm, just kind of feeding off the space that he was getting. Yeah, pretty well played. Not a lot to say. It's my own game. It's weird. It's weird to talk about. Luth versus Harb. This has gone on quite long. Actually, no, it's not actually that long. It's pretty long though. Luth versus Harb. Speaking of long, of course, we have a Luth game, which means it's going to be forever. Okay, Dark Willow, Witch Doctor, Tusk, Ursa. Dark, is this a comfort hero? Yes. Tusk, I think, is fairly popular right now. Oh, pardon me. Ursa, we have a Wraith King and a Jug ban. They actually just banned 5 carries. Wraith King Jug, I was gonna say, is weird because there's no way Harb picks his hero this early. But I guess if you ban these heroes, then you get to ban even more. So, I mean, Harb's not going to ban any carries. He doesn't want to reduce his pool. Especially after you show yours. Anyway, Ursa pick kind of cool. You see an axe. Is this? I guess this is maybe an attempt to counter the remaining heroes. Like, Troll and Ricky are probably the better position ones against axe. Is that the theory here? Oh, this is a scrub axe. So this is probably just I want to Unga Bunga on Harb's lane mentality. Scrub axe, something to be feared. Razor, which I would have assumed would have been to deal with the Ursa, and it does deal with the Ursa, but it's going mid, so not as much as in lane. Void Spirit, you know, why not? It's Void Spirit. You can literally pick this hero first overall, I'm pretty sure. Luna, absolutely trash hero. Shitty pick. If you're going Hurricane Pike on Luna, you shouldn't have picked Luna. It's a sign of something being wrong. Kind of some random bans. These look like they're aimed at Battle God. I think it would be pretty obvious that Battle God is playing Void Spirit. I would have been more. I don't know. There's no reason not to just ban Offlane as hero actually. Ice doesn't axe, so maybe ban Scrub heroes, but if you don't know that he does the axe thing, well, it is fairly well known, but maybe they don't know. I'd still be banning fours. I don't know why you'd ban mids. It's kind of weird, but whatever. They pick a Veno to deal with the Ursa instead, which goes horribly wrong. This Veno is poor as shit. 2 and 15. Good lord. Ursa only died once. Then we got a final Pango pick for the off lane, where I've heard Pango is a pretty good hero. I don't think there's anything specific to this. I guess he can deal with Ursa. Well, he deals with Razor and Veno quite well. He never has to really fear those heroes. He can just roll around, take no magic damage, jump away from Razor leashes. Yeah, pretty sensible pick. I like it. The Luth draft is a little weird with the Scrub Axe, but it's normal enough while working around the other player's strength that I think it looks pretty good. Harb's draft probably should have done better than it did. Like, surely this Tusk Veno should have done better against the Ursa than what happened. Like, man, it's because Veno died early? Ursa died early, I guess. I don't know. Harb's draft is lacking in lockdown, I guess. That's always a big issue. Very easy issue to slip into, just kind of forget to pick lockdown. The Veno 3, like neither the mid nor the off lane offer any catch, any lockdown. It's just kind of whack. The supports offer okay lockdown, but without any core to back them up, it's probably not great. Like they're going Atos Sun Veno, I think, because they realize they have no lockdown. Not a good sign. Yeah, I don't know. Luna's a trash hero. Kind of a weak draft from Harb. It's hard to draft when all your heroes are getting banned, so I can't really blame him. Like he's getting mega focused, and his other heroes don't matter anywhere near as much as his. But maybe at least draft some stuns. You know what I mean? And here we go. Stuns. By that I mean a clock. So we see the Willow again, comfort pick. We see the comfort pick. Witch Doctor again, very early Viper pick. Probably intended to be flexible, which I like. I like that a lot. I think it's very smart. We see the same first bans from Luth and Harb. This time we see a Void Spirit ban, very smart. More carry bans, a bunch of offlane bans. I'm not sure. Did they ban these game one? I have a tendency to only hit one side of the bans. They did ban offlaners, just different ones. Storm ban, very strange. Yeah, I don't know. Sure, I guess he doesn't want to get bullied in lane. Okay. See the Mars pick, which was actually banned game one, which is interesting. Pretty good hero. Kind of odd that they shifted their bans actually, given that none of these heroes were picked game one. There's probably reason for it, but I couldn't explain it. I couldn't try. Grimstroke, pretty cool hero. I don't know. I don't know if I love it. I personally don't like Grimstroke as a 4. I don't know if it's good as a 4 or not. All I know is that personally I don't like it as a 4. So I will dock points for that. We also have the Mappo Clock. This could have been, I think, a mid or a off lane. I think they were willing to do either, like pick here, because they're willing to pick Viper in either lane, so they could have picked either lane here. They saw the sniper. This is probably in response to the sniper. What is Supra's mid heroes? I don't know. Like this is good against sniper. It's bad against Ricky. It's like whatever against Mars Witch Doctor. It's good against Witch Doctor, I guess, but who cares? It's a witch doctor. I I don't know. I guess it's a Mappo special, so it is what it is. It's a little weird. Like Grimstroke Clock, there's just like I feel like there's a distinct lack of scaling here. Maybe that's not the end of the world if you just want like team to run around. But every team does that. Like running around as 4 while your carry farms is very normal. You don't have to pick like clock 3. This must just be because it's Mappo. He loves the clock. Whatever, it's locked down unlike last game. I can't complain, I guess. A little surprised that Harb held the pick for himself given how hard he gets focused, but Ursa ban, Terrorblade ban, I guess he decided there was enough heroes he could play. Picks up the Troll, which looks pretty good. I think it's a really good looking Troll game. Um, I'm I think when I first began watching this game, because once again it lasted forever, so I was able to watch the end of it. I'm like, wow, this is a really good Troll game. It looks like Harb's in a rough spot, but I think he could win. And he didn't, but it's probably not his fault. He's really getting us rookie. We see his last pick, Leshrac, gives them some much needed building damage. Battle God went 8 and 12, which is not ideal, but it's a long game. So, a lot of late deaths as well. Happens, I guess. I remember watching one of the deaths where he just didn't pop Bloodstone, and he would have 100% lived if he did, which was very funny. But, we forget sometimes. It's fine. Scrub doing Oonga Boonga sniper things. I think the scrub picks do put a lot of question marks in the draft. I think if I was playing against this team, I would just assume it was Sniper 4 with no flexibility. But I don't blame anyone for wanting to be able to deal with either a Sniper 4 or a Sniper mid. I don't really know if the flexibility helped them that much this game either. I guess maybe game 1 it kind of, with the axe, it maybe tricked Harb into banning the wrong heroes, but he was banning mids, so I don't even know. I guess I like the Leshrac pick, but I don't know if the man played it super well. Oh, it's getting late. Holy shit, it's already 1. I'm really beginning to lose my train of thought. I need to move faster. Unfortunately, I'm going to end up, I guess, focusing on these teams a little less. But if I take too long on each team, I'm going to completely forget what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. Nick versus Cats. Okay. This was a lot of 1-1s predicted. Actually, not that many. Only 3. A lot of people, I think, just like predicting 2-0. Oh, no, that's not actually true, because these guys predicted some 1-1s. They just got the wrong ones. It's more like JD and Scrub that mostly do 2-0s. Well, they both pussied out at least once. But here we go. This is gonna be super nonsensical, so let's just whip through it. We have an Oracle for Ceres. I think it's just a classic Ceres hero. We see a Snap for Cats. I think it's her favorite hero too. Super early Lone Druid for seemingly no apparent reason. No, that's because he spams Lone Druid. Okay, there is a reason. Oh, he really spams Lone Druid. A little gross. I mean, how's it? This is 67, and this makes me very concerned about your win rate on every other hero. Night Stalker pickup. Okay. I think I know what I think they just wanted. I think they like this hero right now. Survival's been playing it in pubs. Oh, I thought he was. Did he not? There you go. There's a string before the matches. A couple after. Mixing up now. Oh, we have the Blade Fire stand in again. Quick look. I'm curious how many games of DP this guy even has. One. He played DP once. Second ever DP game. Bit rough. Wait, didn't this happen last time too? Maybe this isn't his second ever DP game. Wait. No, am I thinking someone else? No, whatever. Second ever DP game. Kind of rough. but let's just go in order, I guess. Bunch of carry bands. Fair. We see a Lena. I kind of mentioned it in the Maniac game. I don't think this hero is particularly impressive right now. If it's a comfort pick, like it is for Maniac, that's chill, I guess. Otherwise, I don't really know why you'd pick it. This game in particular, I like. What is there any particular reason you're picking Alina? I don't get it. I do not get it. Pango, bit of a Jackman special hero, can have a lot of impact on. We see the DP, we see a Phoenix, pretty good Phoenix game. There's absolutely no, that's not true. Wait, holy shit, this is a bad Phoenix game. Why have they picked Phoenix? I looked at the cores, like Night Stalker DP. I'm like, yeah, they don't have any egg hitters, but both supports are incredible egg hitters. Like they have Snap and Lena. I don't know why you'd pick Phoenix here. That's really whack. He only died 6 times, so maybe it was fine. That seems questionable though. I don't think I'd pick that hero here. Just don't egg lol, then you can't die, right? Is that how that works? I guess the Sun Ray Bear combo is pretty nice. Thing just has a million HP, you get percent healing. I think it's still percent healing, right? It used to be. Yeah, percent healing. See just a ton of carry bands, then AM and a PA. PA pick's really nice, obviously. Gray into AM. Honestly, Gray into all these heroes. I'm surprised they lost given how many items he got. How did they lose? Did they just get... I mean, their initiation sucks. They have a Night Stalker and a Lena. And a DP. I mean, DP I'll pass, at least it's like a normal hero. Um, like an initiating 4 would have been really nice to have, or at least like a counter initiating 4 to go with the Night Stalker. Because Night Stalker blinks in on people and it's pretty cool, but it's not like a stun or any kind of real lockdown. Actually, it's just a slow and a silence. Pretty good against AM. Like I don't know. Actually, I feel like I still like the Dire Draft better here. It's a really good PA game. It's a pretty good Night Stalker game. They can deal with Egg with the supports. They can jump the Oracle with the Night Stalker. This looks like it may have been somewhat execution based. I don't really like the Lena pick, but that's kind of it. Everything else seems, I think, fairly chill. PA is a bit greedy, but he got his items. He should be booling. I don't know if they lost the early game too hard or what. This AM having a game is just kind of whack. There should have been a lot of pressure with the DP as well. I think DP tends to do pretty well against this Lone Druid hero as well. That percent healing I was talking about on the bear also affects Spirit Siphon, which makes it very good. It didn't go armor, I guess, unless she got the plate mail before the Ags. I don't know if Ags was the item here. Maybe you should have just gotten the armor item first. Yeah, I don't like the Ags here. Do people even go Ags on DP still? This is not ideal thing to look at, but I mean, I'm not, at least in lane, this is a really random set of games, but I'm not seeing any. I don't really think Ags is much of an item anymore. He should have just gone Shivas. Or maybe even Lotus. Probably just Shivas BKB, right? Or maybe even BKB Shivas if you weren't taking that much bear damage. But I think if you just go Shivas first, you can just live against the bear. Like Yules into Shivas. It's around the same price as Yules. Or not, around the same price as Ags too, right? I cannot get this thing to show up. It's broken. Oh my god. Yeah, a little more expensive. I guess a bit of an itemization mistake. The Night Stalker is also pretty poor, 240 GPM. Pretty rough. But yeah, I don't know. I think this is mostly an execution thing. I think Dire Draft looks fine. I think Radiant Draft is kind of nuts. As expected from Nick, they're gonna win games off of nutty drafts, but this seems like it should have been play aroundable. I like the Ghost Scepters on the supports, really fucks with the PA. And the Night Stalker for that matter. Even the DP, honestly, it's just a really good Ghost Scepter game. I like that a lot. Okay, game 2, not as close. And in the opposite direction. Weeb Slayer is back and he is slaying Weebs, as we like to see. We see that Snap Pick once again, Lone Druid banned out this time. Oracle once again, we see a Clockwork probably intended to get on top of the Oracle. A Juggernaut pick followed by a TA and some carry bans. I assume TA is Weeb Slayer focused. I don't really know why. I don't even think this hero is good, but whatever. See a whole bunch of random garbage banned. I'm sure it makes sense if you look at people's profiles, but I can't be bothered right now. Phoenix pick once again into the snap. I don't know. It's kind of weird to me. I mean, snap's a bit of an overrated counter, but you have no stuns. You have an Oracle and a Phoenix. This is a terrible combo. You should pick something with a stun. Fuck, you can pick Mirana for all I care. It's better than Phoenix here. Yeah, I don't think you can get away with the support duo. It's a lot of heal and a lack of lockdown. We see a Tide Hunter, a bit of a risky pick into Jug, honestly. I think that lane is meant to be kind of hard, but it clearly wasn't, so get fucked, I guess. Jackman Pango once again seems to have had a very rough game this time. We see the Bloodseeker pick. Well, that explains why he had a rough game. Phantom plays the pause one Bloodseeker direct counter to the Pango. Not something I personally see much of anymore outside of when Luth decided to pick it for some reason. But given the players involved, makes a fair amount of sense. There's also, like as we mentioned before, there's not a lot of lockdown, and the hero attacks very quickly to deal with egg. I think the lingering attack speed also works when Phoenix eggs, so you don't like instantly lose a bunch of attack speed. What's the linger? It doesn't say the linger duration, but I think that lingers, so you should be able to take out the egg. It's a pretty good it's a pretty good Bloodseeker game. As Bloodseeker games go, this is like not bad. I don't think it's much of a hero, but if you're gonna pick it, this is the game to do it. So seems pretty good to me. We then see this Clinks pickup, which I went absolutely ham. It's a really good Clinks game, honestly. Great against the egg, great against Pango. Or against Oracle, it's a little weird. If you get on top of the Oracle, you obviously destroy it. But you potentially just save whoever you're going on in a team fight situation if you don't get a wrap. I noticed a Divine Rapier purchase, very BM, I like it. And then we last pick a Nature's Prophet on Nick's side. Seems a little whack. I think it's meant to be okay against Clinks for some reason. He goes Deso, which is whack. He's literally like cosplaying Clinks. He has the exact same items pretty much, but slower and on profit. I think that Deso probably should have been an AC. And that Orchid probably should have come before Treads. I think you go Brown Boots Orchid on that hero. For sure. Like Clanks, you probably do want Treads, but Profit, just go Brown Boots Orchid. Get all the stats you need from Orchid. Yeah, but pretty rough game it looks like. Just a bad landing situation. Not terrible. It's pretty even here the whole time. Things just go bad eventually. From Clinks killing everyone, I assume. Yeah, I actually really like the draft here from Phantom. Assuming it's still Phantom drafting. Nick's draft is once again completely insane. The Bloodseeker and Clinks picks are both very nice. I like them a lot. Tide is a little strange to me, but can't complain. As a good hero for these kind of leagues. The long cooldown team fight doesn't ever really get punished. Item builds seem pretty on track on Radiant. Pretty normal. I don't know what this brown boot Midas thing on Jug is. It seems cursed. It's also like a casual Morbid Mask on Pango, which is odd. Morbid Mask Javelin Lincolns. That is weird. I understand why you have a Lincolns, obviously, because of Bloodseeker, but what's this casual Morbid Mask Jet, man? Was he gonna go Vlad's and change his mind? I don't know. But it looks like I just got stomped, so whatever. Overall, the builds look mostly normal. This is like the one really fucking weird thing. Mostly that the boots just stayed brown. Like, surely if you can do the Midas Rush, you do go back for boots, right? You don't just leave them brown. That's weird. But whatever. Uh, oh, you know what I'm kind of meaning to be doing this whole time and I've just forgotten? Is this tier list. I haven't remembered to do it once. We'll do it at the end, I guess. Brent versus Princess. Another 1-1 game. Oh, my head is pounding. This is so stupid of me. Why didn't I do this earlier in the evening? Okay, Tide Hunter, first overall. This man loves his Tide, I guess. Or they just like picking it for him? Who knows? We see a Shaman, great hero. Jakiro, great hero. Hate playing it though. Very nice Jug pick. You can pick this hero in this slot regardless, but it's extra nice against the Tide. Frankly, I'd be the number one reason I wouldn't pick Tide this early, but whatever. See a few carry picks. You see an Underlord, a Mars, and an OD ban. I meant ban. I said picks, but I meant ban. We see an Ogre pickup. Fine, I guess. Buff up the Jug. Snap Fire. Kind of weird. 4 snap. Don't really like it, but it'll do. Is the idea to like Cookie Tide away from the spin? Is that the hope? Kind of whack. I'm generally more a fan of the stunners. Bigger Shaker fan. Can play a Clock or no Spirit. I think those are probably fine. Shaman's obviously good, but taken. Anyway, we see a Centaur. We see an AM. The AM's pretty meh. I don't know. It's good against Jug. That's a lot of lockdown to play an AM into. It's WoF, so I guess it doesn't matter. The man's a very good Dota player. He's just gonna try and outskill everyone, but God, that's a lot of stuns. And then they pick a Legion as well. See a lot. He bans out lane bullies, which I guess is fair. He doesn't even lane into this Legion, but he bans out the lane bullies. Oh, because I guess they're picking a Wraith King. Maybe this is pre-planned. So I guess they show off that it's an AM mid. They pick a Legion anyway to counter it. Even though Legion I think is pretty bad into Wraith King. Maybe not in lane, obviously, because this is a mid Legion. I just realized. Never mind. I guess the Legion pick is fair. Didn't look like it really worked though. AM only died once. Right here. So yeah, pretty wild draft here. I think I like Radiance better. They do end up losing, but I think it makes more sense. JD also going for the Battle Fury build, just wants to keep in step with the AM, I think. It's probably the logic there, if there was logic there. Not everyone thinks. Some people just build item. It doesn't even have more lastus than the AM. Not more GPM. Actually, the exact, no, the exact, 10 more. AM has a bit more GPM from the kill score, I assume. Maybe the creeps he was killing as well. Maybe he did more ancients and less normal creeps, more lane creeps, something like that. Yeah, I'd assume Jug would hit more jungle creeps and AM can kind of go push lanes to a degree. You gotta watch out for the Legion. Oh, Legion, what, got a 30-minute blink? Wait, what the fuck happened here? Why do you pick a Legion to counter an AM and then just like don't go blink? That's whack. No comment. Yeah, I don't know. Crazy greedy build from, or crazy greedy draft from Dire. I think the early Tide pick was silly and clearly got punished. Jug looks like he had a super free game. I don't entirely know how you lose 0 deaths. That sounds like a major mistake was made, but yeah, whatever. Lost kind of stomps regardless. This might just speak to the skill of the players if they're doing this well. Maybe it just speaks to the lack of coordination on little pog champs. I don't know. But I do like I think this is one of the most notable drafts. I guess Nick's drafts are kind of the same thing as well. Where I like the draft that lost better. You probably shouldn't even listen to me on drafts after my RD12 drafts tonight, though. TBH. Game 2, little PogChamps come back. I believe this is the game where they tossed a rapier back and forth for funsies. We see an Earthshaker pick. No Shaman this game. Immediate Rubik response. Fissures, obviously a very nice spell. A Bristle pick, which baffles me. Why are you picking Bristle? Is this a thing? Is this a thing people do? Are people just YOLO picking Bristle nowadays? It seems whack. Surely this just goes badly, right? Holy shit, that's a lot of deaths. Wow. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, he loses lane on the Bristle. You can't lose lane on the Bristle. It's not allowed. I don't think Bristle works as a hero if you lose lane. They pick a Timber, which ends up going mid. I mean, hey, they've showed Earthshaker Bristle. Why wouldn't you pick a Timber? I guess. Ban out primarily carries. Again, it's 3 carries, 3 others. A mix of potential roles with the heroes they banned. We see a Dark Willow pickup. I don't know if there's any particular reason for that. I've been picking a lot of Dark Willow. I didn't actually think it was good though. I just liked it. Maybe it is good. I see a lot of it in this league at least. That doesn't really mean anything, but it's possible that people are seeing it in games. The Witch Doctor pick, kind of a soft counter to Timber. Maybe even more than a soft counter. I don't know. You don't really bring your own damage, but the Maledict is super good. Juggernaut pick, because you can always pick Jug. PA pick, because PA is good against Jug. We see some bans, a Clinks and a DP. The Clinks is kind of weird to me. I think that hero is kind of notoriously dog shit against Timber, and is also bad against Jug, and is also bad against Willow. I think it might even be bad against Rubik, because Rubik can just steal the strafe and walk away if you try and jump the Rubik. Obviously, if you have an Orchid, it makes things a little more difficult. I think part of the reason that Dark Will is kind of okay against it is she tends to get the early Yules and then can W away. Rubik a little more complicated, but I'm sure it's bad against Jug and Timber, so it's a bit of a weird ban to me. Did they even play it? Like, they're against Princess. Is Princess a Clinks player? Whatever, I'm focusing too much on this. We see a Morph ban, we see a Storm ban. Why do we see these bans? I guess they're assuming it's a Timber offlane is why. They assumed it was a Timber offlane and they still picked PA. Kind of makes you think. They pick a Zeus, presumably so they just have some magic damage to deal with the Timber. And then we see a final Night Stalker pickup for the offlane. Which is, I mean, it's pretty nice against Zeus, I guess. Just blink on him. Blunk on him. The silence doesn't really do anything against Zeus, though. That's like, is it even that? That's kind of whack, actually. Because, like, you think about heroes like Ember and Void, Spirit, all 3 of the spirits, 4 of the spirits, honestly, is that they need their spells to escape. Like, Zeus doesn't have any escapes. If Zeus didn't buy items to escape, he's not escaping. So the silence doesn't really matter. Maybe the fact you can jump the Zeus is still good. I don't think you're meant to be not meant to be very good against PA, are you? I mean, clearly I didn't think so because I picked PA into Night Stalker. Night Stalker pick's a little whack. I like the fact that Timber went mid. I think that's pretty good. I think it should beat Zeus in lane. I think that's normal. It looks like it did. So that's good. 10-minute Superhood on Wafts. Looks like the Yules was super delayed after that. Oh, because he got boots after, I guess. Or at least upgraded boots. Did he have a rapier or an Aegis? Why had the boots in his backpack? Whatever, I can't bother to check. I don't know how I feel about this one. It's a little weird both ways. The bristle pick is super strange, and doesn't really look very good at the end of the day. Uh, yeah, I'm sure that pick was just a mistake. Doesn't look like he did too badly, but I don't really like the Night Stalker pick. I think that could have been a different hero, a better hero. Like a Sand King would have slapped. I would have loved to see a Sand King. Um, I always love to see a Sand King, but I would have really liked to see a Sand King here. I think it wrecks the PA lane. I think it's pretty good against the Zeus. Better against the Zeus than the Night Stalker, I think. Because you can actually initiate with a stun instead of a silence. If you have your ult going, you potentially just kill him. I don't know. Other than that, I like the Timber, I guess. But regardless of what I think of the drafts, little PogChamps, after a lot of back and forth throwing with a Rapier, did win the game. Congrats to them. I think that's their first win so far. Very nice. Okay, and let's do the tier list. I meant to do this after every game that I went over. I was gonna like look at the game and then do the tier list, but it's 1:30 in the morning, and so I forgot. Because my mind is shattered. So we'll do it now. Let's move some things around. I swear I'm going to disband. I think with the whole stand-in situation where they're not gonna have Weep Slayer for half the games. That's just like an instant down for me. Honestly, I'm not even sure why they're putting up with it. I'd get annoyed and just try and get someone that could play more consistently, but whatever. To each their own. Is there anything else we're gonna change here? Loose games were pretty good, but they did take forever. Cryptic had a pretty good showing. I don't know if I want to move them up. Maniac should, I guess, maybe go down after losing to Yop. I mean, he lost to someone in a higher tier, though. I can't complain that much, right? I don't actually have the standings listed anywhere on the sheet, so I don't exactly remember who has how many wins. I think Maniac's 2-2, but I don't know. Yop's definitely like one of the best teams. Like I have him right here, one of the best two teams. So I don't think Maniac losing to him's that bad. It's like they lost really hard though. That's kind of the thing. Like, I expected them to get 2-0, but it was not very close. So, if I'm recalling correctly here, it was the first game we looked at, I think. No, one of the early ones, so I don't entirely remember. Yumi obviously is going to keep his position. Barrel, I see no reason to move down further. Brent and Princess are a little whack. Not gonna lie, a little whack. Who's the wheelchair team again? I don't. Who was that? That's How did I look at this one? Wait, who is this actually? I've forgotten. And I closed the Dota buffs. Uh, Wait. Maybe if I look here, I'll get a clue. It's not Nick, is it? Oh, maybe it is Nick. Yo, this is Nick. Okay. I don't know why I didn't think that right away. Nick Cat's Harb. Yeah, I think these are probably bottom tier right now. I guess I don't think I put anyone else down there quite yet. Princess's team is looking a little rough. Uh, Brent's team is looking very good despite the loss. Like they're gonna do absolutely moronic shit in like the draft and in the game, I'm sure, but they're mostly gonna play well. Like it's just a lot of skill, low brain. Even if they are actually smart at Dota, they're going to intentionally be low brain because they are animals. So I think they'll just stay B probably forever. Cryptic could move up, Maniac could move down, but for now we'll leave it as is. I think I'm mostly happy with it. We'll move it more next week maybe. Let's get on to predictions. Not this page. Yumi versus Yop. This is kind of the fight I've been waiting for. Not surprised to see them both, I believe, undefeated and now facing early. Very much expected. Yeah, this is a little hard because I like both these teams a lot. I think I'm actually gonna like super big dick this and give it a 2-0. I It could very well be a 1-1 because both teams are good, but I think I'm actually gonna give Yop 2-0. I think Yumi is. I didn't actually expect him to do this. A lot of people are like, oh, they're gonna be super greedy, and they're gonna be like picking overly greedy heroes because Screamlight and Yumi are both greedy. And for some reason, I didn't expect it. I maybe didn't understand how greedy Screamlight is. But looking at their drafts for the last 2 weeks, I mean, they're drafting mega greedy, and Yop is definitely the one team that's probably gonna put pressure on them. Bible Man is very scary. Uh, Like I think Yop himself will probably have a pretty easy lane. Might have a hard lane, but it doesn't really matter as long as his hero has impact after lane. He just needs to run around with Bible Man and the supports and put pressure on the farmers. So I think there's a very high chance that the mid on Yumi doesn't do enough. And even if they draft sensibly, they're kind of outskilled, I think. I think because who's the off lane? Who's Yumi's off lane? I'm like struggling to remember here. It's no Bible Man. Yeah, it's a lot of lots. It's Crusader player. So there's just a really big difference in the off lane, and I don't think the mid difference really matters because of what Yumi tends to do with his mid, where they just one of them like they did a Death Prophet that was pretty cool, but they're gonna need to do something like that again. They need like another Death Prophet pick to have a chance, and I think they probably will. I think they will be smart and adjust, but I'm still gonna big dick it and give Yop a 2-0. Maniac versus Cryptic. Man, I currently have Maniac ranked above Cryptic. So if I want to stick to my word here, I should probably give Maniac at least a 1-1. Cryptic's team is pretty scary, though. Maybe I should just go switch him on the tier list. Should I switch him? I think Cryptic could 2-0 here. I mean, but Reedy's kind of a god, not gonna lie. I think I'll just believe in Reedy and give it a 1-1. I think Cryptic's side lanes are much better right now. Maybe Maniac can deal with it. We'll see. I guess this one's kind of interesting. This is probably like of all the matchups probably the most interesting to me. I'm not really sure how this is gonna go. Because Cryptic of course has this crazy high MMR team, so it's really hard for them to look bad on paper. Especially with how well they seem to be adjusting to their new roles. But I do have a lot of faith in Maniac's mid. Not Maniac himself, but Reedy. And Nomad I don't think's really popped off at all yet. But if he ever does, Maniac's team just looks very good. Maybe if Nomad kind of doesn't pop off for the third week in a row, maybe that's when I move them down a tier. But I'd be surprised if he didn't. So we'll just have faith. I'll have faith in Nomad. Give him a 1-1. I'm very tempted to give Cryptic 2-0 though. For now, we'll leave it as is. Luth versus Barrel. I think that's an easy 2-0 from me. Luth does have a stand-in, I think. I think Scrub mentioned a stand-in, but I don't remember who it is. That could affect things, but yeah, probably not enough to matter. The rest of the team's just solid. They don't need Luth as long as it's like a acceptable stand-in skill-wise. I think it might be Chris actually, so it's probably fine. Chris is probably a bit worse than Luth on paper, but not enough for me to care if he even is. Slizeey versus Cats. Oh, this is me. I don't know. I'm a little not disillusioned, but I've been knocked off my ego trip. That's not right either. I wasn't actually that trusting. I don't know. I think this could be a 1-1, but I'm probably gonna say 2-0. Cat's team looked like they did okay this week. I think their drafts looked okay, if I remember. Well, I think that game 1 I wasn't crazy about, but it was definitely better than whatever the fuck Wolves was doing. I don't know. I think we just match up against this team pretty well. Like, my team clearly, a lot of people put my team like first on their power rankings, which really surprised me. I didn't think we were first. But I think Cryptic showed really strongly that we are beatable. But I think Cat's team doesn't match up as well. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Phantom. Our mid is quite strong. I don't think Weep Slayer is going to go off this week. Personally, I think some of the other predictors were saying 1-1 based on Weep Slayer. I don't know. I'm not a believer. I'm going to put my team 2-0 again, and I'll see if I have to eat my words again. Nick versus Brent. I think these teams are very similar and that they're just doing absolutely batshit crazy stuff, but Brent's team just has a lot more skill. So I think that's a pretty easy 0-2 for me. I don't know. Loss would have to fuck up pretty hard, I think, to lose to Nick's team, which he could do. These teams are totally unpredictable. Either of these teams being in a series really makes it hard to predict, but yeah, Brent's team's just a better version of Nick's team, I think, for the most part. Princess versus Harb. It's kind of a weird one. Princess' team has been not doing very well, to say the least. Harb hasn't won a game, but I feel like he's okay. I mentioned I like the Luth team a lot. I'm not surprised he lost to them, but Princess' team is a lot weaker. I could definitely see him doing well against them. Maybe if he can just figure out the heroes to pick. I feel like his drafts felt a little rough. Like we saw that Luna pick, which is Omega Puke. I'm not entirely sure if the heroes he's picking for his other players make a whole lot of sense. Like they make sense. It's like, okay, you have Mappo, you give him Clock, but like at the same time, why the fuck did you give him Clock? Give him a real hero. So I'll give it a 1-1, I guess. They seem pretty even. Princess has a bit more of a duo core, but Harb's more 4P1-esque lineup has a much better player in that one slot, so we'll see. We'll see. I guess that's everything. Scrub and Adam, please make blogs so that I can fill these in. Also, Princess was replaced with Yumi this week. I kind of made some executive decisions due to the fact that Barrel streamed with Yumi and Lava instead of Princess and guests. So I've decided that Princesses will be taken by Yumi, and Lava is the pod guest since he was there at the beginning. I didn't watch the full thing. I watched like the beginning and the end, just so I could get the matchup, or not matchup, prediction info. I'll watch the rest of work or something. But yeah, okay, that's that. God, I need to go to bed, which means I won't have time to put the timestamps on. Hopefully I do that tomorrow morning at work or something. Oh, I need to do the fucking logo too. Whatever. We'll figure it out. Hopefully this is all good. Sorry, this is kind of last minute, kind of a mess. Hopefully not too long. I don't know how long Yumi's classes are. This is mostly for him, of course. But until next time, have a great day.